Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 354, episode 4 of Daily Zeitgeist, a production of iHeartRadio. Was I coming in too hot there?
Mild. You were coming in mild.
Coming in mildly hot.
Yeah. You could have come
coming in warm.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the podcast where we take a deep dive into America's shared consciousness, and it is Friday, September 6th, 2024.
Oh man, what a great day! What a great day! It's
the old 9-6.
It's the old 9-6, the reverse 6-9. We're here.
It's 69 for old people. That's what I picture when I think of 96.
Oh no, I 96, not with my hips and back. It's also National Ice Cream Day, National Coffee Ice Cream Day. Apologies. National Read a Book Day, National Food Bank Day, and shout out to the late great Hannibal Lecter because it's National Chianti Day. Wasn't that like a nice Chianti?
Yeah. He's going to have his liver with some nice fava beans and a nice Chianti, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, there it is. The late great Hannibal Lecter.
Well, to make this about my favorite movie, coffee ice cream is what Michael Brody asks for after coming face to face with the shark in Jaws.
Wow.
When he's in the and I always thought that was weird. What kind of child's favorite ice cream is coffee ice cream? Anyways,
movie, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, and that's why
eating coffee.
But it's no longer my favorite movie.
My
name's JackO'Brien, aka Potatoes O'Brien.
Wow.
Didn't have time to find an AKA today.
We love that. We love that about you. Honestly.
Those passion holes in my wall because we're doing this as like a video experiment. Maybe in a week you'll be able to go watch this on a YouTube channel.
I know you guys loved hearing how uncomfortable we were and just only being able to hear that, but now you can see the awkwardness with your own eyes.
And I've just been working on my posture so that you guys think that
shit, needs to be conscious about that. My back just cracked.
That is why I said that.
Yeah.
Miles.
You're the passive
and we're up here. You're down here, and we're up here. I'm thrilled to be joined, as always, by my co-host. It's Mr. Miles Gray.
Miles Gray, aka Roll Out. I got my TikTok, homie. I watched that iced out Rollie. He copped that. His Amex phony, he still owed that. He filed bankruptcy. Don't do that. Okay, shout out to Jimboku on the Discord there. Jimboku or Jimboku. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. I'm giving it a little bit of a Japanese flair. So thank you for that, Ludacris, aka. It was weird. We were talking about Ludacris, and then he threw the pitch out at the Braves game with his
like giant
prosthetic arms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking true genius.
Yeah.
Like what a. And how do you do? Like, how was his accuracy with those big things?
I
only saw a photo. No, I just saw a photo.
He got it to home plate. Like, and the guy who was catching kind of had to dig it out, but it surprisingly got there pretty on target. So I can't lie. I can't cast aspersions on his throwing.
First of all, you love to cast aspersions.
I love to cast aspersions.
So it's wild that you can't. That you suddenly can't cast aspersions.
I know.
Wow, look who suddenly can't cast.
I shan't.
But I love the giant, like this trend. The giant baseball hat was our first. You know that when people were like rocking those in the post game, like but now like giant shoes with giant arms.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? I love it.
What's next? My teeth fall out of my mouth and I'm naked at school? It's like a weird dream.
It is kind of a weird dream. Miles, we are thrilled to be joined in our third seat by a brilliant comedian, writer, actor who's brought you comedy albums such as The Blake Album, Stuffed Boy, Live from the Pandemic. Are you mouthing the words along with me? His newest special, Daddy Long Legs, which you can go watch right now on YouTube, and you must go watch it. He's the coiner of the disgusting phrase plumpers to describe his juicy thighs, his juicy Philly above the knees steaks. Please welcome the hilarious, the chaotic, the riding an incumbent bike in short shorts. It's a recumbent bike.
Oh, no.
Jack. The riding a recumbent bike in short shorts. It's Blake Wexler!
Hey, this is Blake Wexler, aka I never thought I'd zeitgeist alone, but I'm sick and tired of Miles's tone. I tried Discord for an aka, but fuck, forgot my login, I'm a silly duck. Jack takes his time, he never hurries up. He's not pro-choice and I've had enough. My plumpers are pressed against my schlong. I'm so sorry for this song. That was producer Victor's song by Blake 182.
Wow.
Beautiful.
You did it.
And by the way, I do want to thank, first of all, you two for having me on, and then the band U2, and also Jack and Miles. And I do want to thank Ludacris for using my legs for arms while throwing out that pitch. Yeah, he's great. I generally, go ahead.
Would you just try and go out just with gigantic legs and keep everything else normal? I feel like that's just kind of a funny
Hulk legs.
This centaur just pulled up on the pitcher's mound.
A naturally hairless centaur. Few things more disgusting.
A smooth centaur.
Yeah, a naturally hairless centaur.
Would you be? Would you be put off by a smooth? I don't know if I'm like.
I'd be fine.
Gotta have hair if it's a centaur.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I do.
Hair. I guess I like. Would a hairless horse look that much different other than color? It would be like a pink pony.
Oh yeah.
No, think of how shitty a hairless dog looks.
Well, dogs don't have their hair pressed against their skin the way a horse does. The horse is not like working with that much hair.
Right. My hair pressed against their skin. I don't know. When I cuddle them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in a sweet.
Actually, hairless horse. They just kind of look pink.
Yeah, they're just pink horses.
Oh, all right.
And that's what the Chapel Run song's about. The Pink Pony Club.
Wow, I love that song.
God, I'm so good with learning a song and then finding a way to stick it into my conversation.
There it is. You done it.
Blake, we are unfortunately going to get to know you a little
bit better in a
moment. We are unfortunately out of time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, a couple of the things we're talking about today. We're going to talk about Flagstock. Ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you haven't?
Nah.
What is it? Is this a thing on the right? I had not heard of it until you put it in the
no, it is. It
is.
It was a big deal, and it was an even bigger deal when it happened. That's why we got to talk about it.
Yeah. It was like the beginning of Groove is in the Heart, except without the up part. It just went and then stayed down. Yeah, none of the whoop.
Wow. Is that such a dated reference now? Groove is in the Heart.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was ever of the times, to be completely honest.
Did you hear that Groove is in the Heart reference?
I don't know what the fuck you're
told you he
about.
Was cool.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jesse Waters, like, working on his stand-up material and sticking with a joke that, like, doesn't work, but he doesn't have, like, his only audience is producers who are just,
like our show,
giving him polite laughter. So he's just I know a thing or two about this. So he's just riding with his joke about his observation. This is his observational comedy routine about how straws aren't manly, and neither is soup. Did you see that part at the end of the clip? He also talks about I went deep on this, man.
Yeah.
But if you drink soup through a straw.
Yeah, water straw theory.
Is that why you're eating soup with a fork earlier?
Yeah. I just I chug it. I put it in a beer bong.
Just a funnel.
You wear one of those helmets to get the podcast.
By the way, now that there will be a video component to this show, we will be incorporating other genres of YouTube videos, such as mukbang. I'll be chugging soup.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
great.
We'll talk about Trump's latest approach. Vote for me to save TikTok. We won't really be talking about it, but I'm going to bring it up right here. Have you noticed that the mainstream media has started their here comes Trump, like, without really any polling evidence, but more like if you look at where he was in the polls before, like, just, anything to make it seem like it's close.
I mean, the one thing they could just be like is like who cares about the polls? Because sometimes they're really off. Like rather than faking, like here he comes, you can be like, I don't know if the polls said a lot of stuff over the years that didn't come true, but hey, who knows?
The people working on the Harris campaign seem like they are maybe bad at their jobs. I think that's probably the story to be telling right now. This is an inept campaign being run against Donald Trump. And so we all still might be totally fucked. Anyways, that's not from a story we'll be talking about. That's just from what's happening. Spirit Halloween has revealed a couple of costumes that we want to talk about. Skibbity Toilet, Chipotle something or other, just random Chipotle bodysuits. And we will, of course, say RIP for now to Havana syndrome.
No,
not you too.
Did they hide the cannons? Did they get rid of the cannon? Did they find them? The sound cannons?
The sound cannons. They still no sound cannons, Blake. So this is...
I don't even know why I do this show.
Jack, I don't know.
You just come back hoping to get there for the day that they finally discover the sound cannons.
Yeah, whatever.
We're not talking about AI. We're not talking about Havana syndrome. We're not talking about the coal gas study. Do we even have a fucking show anymore?
So what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Hey, that's up to you. This is the part where we just lean on your ass.
I like that.
By asking you, this is the part where we lean on your ample base. By asking you, what is something, Blake Wexler, from your search history?
So what if I thought this was helpful for the video? Or I was looking up blue light. And for glasses, because as we discussed last time, I'm sure, a lot of people have been following play-by-play on what's going on with my glasses. I got them fixed, but I need new lenses. And I'm like, should I pay for blue light? That was the search. Should I pay for blue light protection on glasses?
Yeah.
Blue blockers, yes.
Blue blockers is, I believe, what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to be confused with beta blockers, which is what us alphas do.
Out at the bar.
To keep, smaller men away from our women. So do you need them? The answer is like everything, it seems like I look up, inconclusive. The American Ophthalmology Association, or something 98% similar to what I just said, says there's no proof that they help because there's no necessarily there isn't necessarily proof that the blue light causes strain on, like a sort of strain on your eyes that the lenses can help with. But the article did also recommend, I think it's like a 20-20-20 rule or something, where every 20 minutes you're staring at your laptop or screen, look away and stare at like something 20 feet away for 20 seconds was what the rule was, which helps your eyes kind of reset and take the strain
I'm
away.
inside of a closet, and
you're not going to
there's nothing 20 feet away that I could look at that isn't a screen at this point. Okay.
Helpful for all those workers working out in a cornfield somewhere on a platform.
Yeah, that was from suburbanremoteworkers.net is where I got that news story from. But that was my search. So I think I'm just not going to pay for it. I'm going to be cheap and go blind.
I mean,
I've definitely heard the wellness thing about blue light being something that like keeps us up at night or like
sleep,
sends So that's what I thought you were talking about, but you were just talking about having your eyes strained, having them like worn out.
Correct. The sleep thing, I do believe everyone's on the same page saying it's bad to look at blue light before you sleep. Okay. So, but in terms of for the rest of the day, inconclusive.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You didn't like that? You didn't like that?
Sometimes you don't need to add spice to something. You can just say something and move on. Inconclusive.
I like that you're doing like when Homer got the laser eye surgery and they're like, Mr. Simpson, you need the drop so your eyes will crust over. And he's like, yeah, there you go with the add-ons. And then his eyes just go.
His eyes just like visibly crust over.
Right. Yeah, but the blue blockers, I get it. I mean, I also considered something like that too, but then when I realized it's more just like about light pollution than eye strain. I mean, I don't need glasses, but
I do it to look cool. So you just decided instead of wearing the glasses to take down the system.
Yeah, exactly. From the inside.
That's right.
Works every time.
What, Blake, is something that you think is underrated?
Underrated is watching nature shows before you go to bed. Now, this is the same issue as the blue light, so it's a trade-off. But I will sacrifice the blue light, okay? Because sometimes I honestly have a book that I enjoy reading right now, and I never will.
Wow.
So, and you know what, I was reading Norm Macdonald's book, and it was making me laugh so hard before I would go to bed. I couldn't sleep, so I had to stop reading it. But I do recommend watching like Nat Geo shows or whatever it is, and like keeping your phone away from you, because that really, there's like a peacefulness for any non-polar bear related show. You know, any ocean show, it just really like zens me out while I'm watching it. So there's a guy named like Birdie Gregory who's a host, and he's this little English boy almost. I don't know. He might be 14 years old. I don't know how he's hosting the show, but he's fantastic.
His name is Birdie, like a bird with a Y on the end?
No, like Bert, but worse.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought he's like, I'm little
Bertie.
Birdie. I'm Birdie Gregory. Okay,
I'm
Birdie
Birdie
Gregory. Yeah.
I'm just watching cartoons to go to bed.
Is this a
like,
show for children by any
Yeah.
chance? Are we?
Yeah, that is interesting. There is a studio audience exclusively made up of 3 and 4 year olds, so
Right.
that might be what I'm watching.
Going, wow.
But then he's got this pig friend who's also from the UK named Peppa. It's kind of cool, like international vibes.
Oh, that's
going.
interesting.
Yeah.
And there's a mother and a oh yeah, no, and the brother's smaller. No, you're right. It is Peppa Pig. I highly recommend watching that nature
Just
show.
watch Peppa Pig to go to bed.
What is something you think is overrated?
I'm done with the summer. I think we've fucked the earth to the point where it's the worst season now. I know people will go on vacation during it's just bad. It's just, I would much rather be in freezing temperatures in the winter because you can layer up than deal with being hot. And I know you all are getting a big heat wave now or soon, but yeah, I'm so done with the summer. Getting the first cold day on the East Coast is like the nicest thing. I'm like, oh good, I don't have to sweat 24 hours a day.
How far
if I
off
don't
are
want
you?
to.
How far off are you from that day though on the East Coast?
It's been 50s at night, like high 50s for the past few
Wow.
days. Yeah.
It's been high
is
80s
great.
at night. In certain
Yeah,
parts
I
of
know,
LA.
it's so brutal.
Yeah,
Dude,
first
I
thing
used-
in the morning,
dude.
last thing at night.
Sorry. When I moved to LA, I thought that air conditioning was like $45 a minute to run. And so my roommate, and my roommate was also an idiot, so we didn't get it for like 2 years. And there were times when it would be 100, you know, that stretch in late September, early October, where it's just in the like 110s every single day.
Could be, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was, of course, unemployed. So I would like almost like a hippo go into the shower and like splash water on my body to
Yeah.
cool off, like cold water, get out, do that multiple times a day.
Yeah. And then fan shit just everywhere around
Yeah.
you like a hippo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I would put a whole watermelon in my mouth and crush it in front of a bunch of.
A bunch of amazed, odd children.
Yeah, they loved it. I would do it with a pumpkin during the fall, squash. Am I a hippo? Peppa Hippo.
Hippo.
The thing I would do when I was, because also famously, for some reason, Asian moms don't like air conditioning either. So I grew up
Interesting.
also believing that it was $45 a second. That like sometimes just ring out. I would soak a bath towel in water. I would soak like a bath towel and then wring it out and then use that as like a blanket, because that like the very wet towel created a nice, insulating layer to keep my body cool.
That's really funny that you would wear a wet towel as a cooling blanket, where I had the opposite issue where we lived in like this townhouse, and I had my bedroom was like air conditioned, finished attic, like a great place to like sleep, but it didn't have heat up there. So in the winter, it was like a nice room, but I would have to wear like a coat to bed, like in the winter when I was home from like college and quilts. And also to add, like what really made it a sad visual is that I was sleeping alone in a bunk bed too, because we just never got a new bed for me. So when I was home from school, I would be in a coat, shivering in a bunk bed,
bed.
in a nice townhouse.
Right.
It was just an
by the
odd
way,
gap.
it was already a very sad visual.
Okay.
But-
It was,
Even though you set it up,
Okay.
it was such a nice attic. But then
Yeah.
the second you added
Yeah.
trench coat, I'm like picturing some like turn of the century Russian novel where it's like, you know, you got like
shivering in my coat
Yeah.
in the attic.
the tin plates that they would pass through the little doggy hole in the door for me to eat, with the mush on it, those would get cleared out pretty quickly. So it's not as sad
no
as you
ant
would
problem.
think.
It wasn't a bug problem. They cleared
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
No,
They cleared up
no,
my tin
no.
plates real quick.
As long
Totally
as
fine.
the
And-
3 raccoons I lived up there with didn't get to it first, it was
And they got
just fine.
handsy. Yeah, and I do want to say, for if anyone ever sees the visual of this, which seems less and less likely, but my
We're working it out, folks.
my
Working it out
wall.
live.
I'm moving to New York next week, so my wall. We're moving. I'm not as psychotic as everything that I've said so far on this program would lead you to believe. So
You look
anyway,
like you're
I wanted
just
to say that.
squatting, really. Is what
Yeah.
but
It
anyway,
does.
it doesn't matter. I know the truth. We know.
Mhm. I bring my own Wi-Fi router with me everywhere I squat, and
Yeah.
it's high speed. Yeah.
That's right. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and learn what Flagstock is. And we're back.
We're back.
Um,
Why?
Flagstock.
Yeah.
So did Flagstock just happen?
Flagstock happened on fucking Labor Day, bruh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Brad.
So I know you probably you may not remember hearing about Flagstock, but you probably remember. So last spring, right, when like there were a ton of pro-Palestinian like protests happening on campuses, there was this moment at UNC Chapel Hill that like warmed the hearts of conservative media when all these frat guys like rallied around the American flag to like keep it from touching the ground. And they're like, oh, it can't touch the ground, dude. They were trying to put a Palestinian flag up. We're going to hold this flag and we honor it to make sure it doesn't touch the ground. That kicked off like this whole thing where they're like, look at these like young men who like really understand like what's at stake here in this country.
So brave of them
Yeah.
to rally on the side of the country they're in.
Totally,
amazing.
dude.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. Rally around the sort of universal symbol for oppression at the moment. But anyway, these guys were the darlings of conservative media for like a week. But during that week, right, this GOP operative guy named John Noonan set up a GoFundMe to be like, we should thank these young men and throw these frat boys an epic rager like that they'll remember forever. That shit raised over $500,000, okay,
Hell
during the
yeah.
course of the go. This is how they described the fucking event. Quote, commie losers across the country have invaded college campuses to make dumb demands of weak university administrators. But amidst the chaos, the screaming, the anti-Semitism, the hatred of faith and flag, stood a platoon of American heroes, armored in vineyard vines in Patagonia, fueled by Zin and White Claws.
Sorry,
These-
did he start making fun of them at this part?
I don't.
Or-
This is where it gets weird. Fueled by Zin and White Claws, these triumphant Bohemians protected Old Glory from the unwashed Marxist horde, laughing at their shrieks and wails and shielding the stars and stripes from Soviet missiles.
Soviet missiles.
I think, I mean, maybe they're
All
using
over
the
the
term
place.
when people throw things that's like a projectile from a crowd. Like sometimes they call it like a missile or whatever in a technical sense. But again, he's evoking a lot of cool stuff with words that don't make sense anymore if you actually look at the meanings. But all that to say, he got this GoFundMe fucking cracking. So once the funds were secured, the organizers, they reached out to the frats. And it kind of all went basically downhill from there. Like a lot of frats are like, this kind of isn't like a great look for us to like be involved in this. It just feels like very right wing. And I get like some of the guys were there for, you know, protecting the flag. But it's funny. Some of the guys were like, I didn't really do this like as like a Republican thing. I just knew you couldn't let the flag touch the ground. So I'm not really here for like, I'm not really trying to go to like a Republican event. But it's like, oh, you sweet, sweet boy. That's exactly what they've become, these like MAGA heroes.
Yeah.
So they thought this thing was going to be like in the fucking thousands, right? In terms of attendance. And as they were talking to the frat guys, they're like, dude, we're going to have like 7,000 people there. It's going to be wild. The frat guys are like, but like the money, like what are you going to do with like the 500,000? Like, dude, it's going to go to make the sickest party for you guys. And some of them were like, could we like maybe like it might be better spent like improving our own frat houses, or maybe just even like donating it to like a charitable cause, because it's not that like we're down and out. And they're like, yeah, just shut the fuck up, man. We're gonna have Sublime with Rome there, and Big and Rich, and Cowboy Troy, you fuckwit. So
it's like a cool kid accidentally like looked at them, and they were like, we're actually super tight based on that, and I'm throwing the sickest party at my house for them for their birthday. And presumably that went really well and was not pathetic. Of course.
So they said 7,000 tickets, but then they like the details were held so closely like guarded that people didn't know the venue until the day of. And something like what they thought was going to be 7,000. Then they're like, sorry, we only were handed out like 3,000 tickets. About 200 people showed up total.
Oof.
And they said it kind of basically got down to about 150 is where it sort of like leveled out to, once people are like, what the fuck is this? But it's also like all the details of this are so fucking wild, because again, this is like some boomer MAGA dude's like idea of what a fucking rager is. So they had an ice luge in the VIP section for the proletariat that was exalted, and this whole event was in honor of. They also had like, lawn games with like fucking customized logos or whatever. Still not sure where the $500,000 went. One of the musical acts, Big and Rich, they begged people to come, like on Twitter. They're like, guys, you gotta come. The mystery spot has been revealed. It's free. Please come through. See Lee Greenwood, us, and other 60-year-old people perform for young college people. And, how did the event go? Well, why don't you tell me while I show you this clip?
I know.
Build up. It
Quad, and tell me
so
how
awesome.
fucking sick this event was. There's a flyover.
There is a flyover.
Like the most out of tune guitar, like national anthem. It goes on. There's like a minute clip where they just kind of jump through the lowlights of the whole thing.
Patriotism and to show our love for the United States of America. You damn right, USA.
Look at this crowd, dude.
The crowd is
when we saw
scattered.
Those protesters tearing down Old Glory.
Anyway, so they're like, there's a ton of like monologue, like they're like eulogizing these guys and playing all this like footage of them holding the flag. Then there's like this one moment where this guy comes on to do like the UNC fight song with them all. It's also just
perfect.
Very, again, dude, a sick ass rager when you have a 58-year-old dude go up there to fucking turn the party up.
Of you.
Goes,
Tar Heel bred, and when I die, I'll be Tar Heel dead. So it's hoorah, Carolina land, hoorah, Carolina land, hoorah, Carolina.
Go to hell, Duke.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, that's the end of them. You gotta cap it off with "Go to hell, Duke."
Go to hell, Duke.
Yeah,
It is
it's
a
funny.
bad turnout for like the fourth stage at a state fair where like Montel Jordan is playing.
Not even, dude. That's like where
No, Montel Jordan's playing the main stage. This is the fourth stage.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for fixing that. Yeah, thank you for correcting yourself.
This is where Corey Feldman is performing.
Yeah.
And
Like
most people are
whatever
there for
is on this stage is like bumming people out.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part about, I mean, there's so many favorites. A favorite part about this is because it's $500,000, you can estimate how much money these idiots got paid to perform at this stupid fucking thing. Because it's like, you look at the stage, all right, so a lot of money went into the stage. There's also, and the organizers definitely pocketed at least $300,000.
At least $500,000.
Yeah, at least $500,000.
Well,
so it's like, oh, Big and Rich are working for free. Like, they love this so much that they're done saving horses and riding cowboys.
Right. No,
they've finally been able to
this
do
is what's fucking murky though, right? Like a lot of people are like, what the fuck is this? Like even the frat guys are like, dude, you could probably throw a rager for like $30K. Like they were even like, they've thrown enough parties like, dude, with fucking 30,000, dude, we could fucking, everyone can get alcohol poisoning. But like,
just put some antifreeze into the punch.
Oh yeah, dude, easy.
Works the same, dude.
So, but the whole thing was kind of like a big grift. Like the organizers continued to raise funds even after the GoFundMe was successful, and like it was real murky. Like anything left over will go to charities. Which ones? I don't know. And how much money's left over? Why am I on trial? There are people saying that, like one of the musical acts said the stage was donated. Like the stage infrastructure was donated. The beer was, you had to buy food and alcohol. So you're like, where did this
Wow.
money go exactly?
Where did the money go?
Yeah. The fucking musicians did it for free. Apparently, they only did it for their travel to the venue. And based on how shitty the Sublime Rome fucking performance was, I believe that these people were not fucking paid. Rome Ramirez, who is now like the new front guy for Sublime, dude, this is like, Bradley, the original singer from Sublime, was obviously had his issues with drinking and drugs and stuff like that. This is like next level. Like, guy should not have gone on stage to sing a Sublime
Way too
song.
fucked up.
Yeah. This is Rome. Hey, this is Rome, baby. When in Rome, do like the fucking Tar Heels do, because this is him hitting fucking Santeria right here.
Popping those.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy.
So that's what they were being fucking serenaded.
That's on par with the I want to say State of the. That's on par with the Star Spangled Banner that like sent that girl to rehab. Like that's,
at the baseball,
and
All-Star weekend.
Like, I feel like, because the thing that I think is so the reason that Sublime is so popular is that literally everybody can sing their songs pretty well.
Right.
Like, they're just like the most basic, easy songs to sing. You get the song stuck in your head, and then you're like, damn, should I be the lead singer of Sublime?
Yeah.
So to have the person who is the lead singer of Sublime get up there and just fucking biff it that hard. Gives us all hope, I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
500,000 well laundered, I'll say, for fucking Flagstock. So yeah, like at the end, like a lot of people were like, there was one interview with this one frat guy who was really trying to act like it wasn't an L, and he's like, going into it, we didn't know if this thing was going to be huge or like tiny, and no one would show up, and like now that I'm here, it's like huge, so that's cool.
It's huge.
It's like
huge, dude. So
question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
It's gonna do great for you. You won't regret this at all going forward in your history as adults and in your future trying to meet girls in on UNC's campus.
Yeah.
Same time next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Be right back.
Same time next year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hello, the internet.
There he is.
Hello,
He's just always ready to, hop in.
Yeah,
that's me.
He is.
It's Friday, baby.
Ruin the show.
That's right.
All right. Let's check in with Jesse Waters because he just blasted Tim Walz for not being masculine enough. And we know that's true because women that Jesse Waters personally claims to have talked to don't want to fuck Tim Walz.
Gotcha.
And so that one you might be like, okay, hearsay, Your Honor. Well, B, we have actual scientific evidence, an expert witness. Your Honor, I bring Jesse Waters to the stand, who has a theory on why Tim Walz.
I think not even a theory, right? I feel like because this has been borne out scientifically, I think we can call this a law now, right?
Yeah, law of science.
That helps me. That helps me not having seen this yet. This explains what this is going to be.
Exactly. Now take everything Jesse Waters says as just absolute immutable truth that you must accept. Here's Jesse Waters on his take on masculinity.
Women love masculinity.
Yep.
And women do not love Tim Walz. So that should just tell you about how masculine Tim Walz is. The other day, you saw him with a vanilla ice cream shake. Had a straw in it.
A vanilla ice cream shake.
That tells you everything. Judge Janine.
Judge Janine, over to you.
Sorry, it was he had a straw in it, and that tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we know. We can tell when we are all in agreement.
Obviously, dude.
Right.
I haven't been using.
Why did he even think you had to say that? everyone knows that if you drink through a straw, that's unmasculine.
Oh,
I breathe
yeah.
oxygen to live. It's like, what? Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Also, real men don't go fucking snorkeling because that shit's sus as hell, dude. Having a fucking snorkel in your mouth, dude. Having a fucking straw in your mouth, dude. Ugh. Even when I go to the dentist, I don't even let them do the suction to get my saliva. I just let it pool out and just fall out of my face, all over my face, because I ain't having no tube in my mouth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean,
look
guys?
tough as hell, man. You look like Rocky with just blood streaming.
Hell yeah,
out
dude! I'm looking like $1 Million Baby. I've been intubated or something, dude. Fucking tough shit.
I saw this beta horse eating straw, and I got so pissed off.
Eating straw,
eating straw. I threw a hamburger as hard as I could at that thing's stupid, brainless head, and it stopped and it ate that. And I'm like, there we go. Yeah. Make progress.
It's wild that he's been like holding on to this for a very it's part of his brand. Obviously, weird takes on masculinity.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing he tends to come back to, the way I come back to the coal gas study or the Havana syndrome.
Right.
But it's so I'm not going to begrudge him that, but I am a little confused why he thinks it's so compelling.
Well, here, this is from last year when again he was like, dude, did you see that fucking guy using a fucking straw? Is he okay? This is again Jesse Waters with his straw man takes.
On Monday, I covered Joe Biden's Thanksgiving trip to Nantucket. He polar plunged, did a little Black Friday shopping with Hunter, and he called one of our correspondents stupid. And we're willing to look past that little outburst, but some things we just can't let slide.
And then we see
Joe Biden
video
used a straw.
of Joe Biden.
Now, if you've seen me on the 5 or on prime time, you know I recommend that all men refrain from using straws. It's unbecoming. The way a man's lips purse. Oh. The size of the straw is just too dainty. The way your fingers clasp on it. No, come on.
Wait, I'm sorry. You like a size queen? Is he like a size queen? He's like, I want stretch marks on my mouth when I put my when I sip from a straw. That's some little puny thing. You know what I mean?
I drink through PCP pipe is what what is it called? PVC.
I'm smoking out of a PCP pipe. Yeah.
Wow. Whoops.
This is, by the way, we've had to edit all the other times Blake has accidentally brought up PCP pipes in this episode.
so many. And used. And used on the show. No, I like to drink out of a gutter. I like to remove gutters off my house and then drink through them. An ice luge.
Look, I guess we'll let him continue. There's a little bit on the end of this, right, Jack? You were saying as he continues to talk about this. Okay.
He also has like some soup takes.
Okay.
And as you've heard me say, it's not just straws, Jimmy. Soup is another problem area. Men shouldn't eat soup in public. Again, you're pursing your lips in anticipation.
Okay, we got a stock photo of somebody eating soup.
You lean your head out, trying not to spill it. Come on. It's like a balancing act. What? Soup isn't even filling.
Balancing.
Sometimes you have to blow on it if it's too hot. It's too hot. No.
Dude, what happened in Jesse Waters' life? You know what I mean? Where you end up so in your head with your like homophobic shit where you're like, dude, don't fucking like put a tube near your mouth or something, and then you gotta blow on something, dude. And like, men should be like fully reclined, laying down, eating with their hands. That's the only way to eat. Otherwise, I don't know. You look a little.
The only manly way to take in calories is have grapes fed to you while you're being fanned. Yeah. Otherwise, starve to death.
Yeah, with peacock feathers.
I mean, based on what we know about Tucker, his predecessor, like one would have to suspect that Jesse Waters' dad got cucked by a straw.
By a straw.
Man?
Yeah, by a straw. Yeah,
by a straw man,
straw salesman,
a soup guy. I don't know. It's the soup. Like people don't even purse their lips to eat soup, as far as I know. Is he talking about blowing on something that's hot?
Yeah, it would just burn your mouth. Again, it doesn't make any sense. The thing that for me resonated, because I do agree with some of what he's saying. No, more than anything is like, you know how like when you're a kid and you take shit from like TV and movies and you kind of like bring that into your personality. Like most kids thought they were Ace Ventura at some point, or like
I talked out of my ass literally before, and now it's only figuratively. Go ahead.
but you know what I mean? And like, you're kind of like, oh, that thing that character said, I'm going to take that on in my life as a philosophy. But you're like 12. This guy is doing it like in his 40s, because I don't know if you remember the film Crazy Stupid Love. Like Ryan Gosling's cool guy character tells the nerdy Steve Carell character in that film to knock it off with using a straw, because it looks like you're sucking on a little dick.
Okay. Cal, would you take that straw out of your mouth? Please. Just for this conversation. You know what that looks like? It looks like you're sucking on a tiny schwanz. Is that what you want? What? Is that the message you want to send to everybody?
Oh. I mean, he's just like stealing a joke from a movie.
I think he saw that and was like, dude, this Ryan Gosling
is my whole shit right here.
Sickest dude I've ever fucking seen. And if his rule is like, you don't sip fucking anything out of a straw to be a man, that's just one of Jesse's laws, baby. It is.
And that idiot only used it for one line. I can stretch this out for years.
Yeah.
I don't have to ever stop.
Yeah. Really, Jesse? No straws? Yeah, I'll tell you why. Got to purse your lips. You gotta cup the ball, or you gotta drink the water. It's just unbecoming. It's unbecoming, especially not of a president. So
what you got to do is freeze the soup and lick it like a block of a popsicle. That's how men eat soup.
Just lap it up. You know what I mean? Like a dog.
Yes, like a male dog.
Yeah, poor guy.
Like a tough man dog.
Yeah,
that has to be haunting to have a movie character's voice ringing through your head, like, and being like, oh my god, I'm doing the thing Ryan Gosling's character said to not do in that rom-com that most people kind of remember. Fuck.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like one of his writers is like stealing from that, and he's just like confidently like, this is good stuff,
man. Right.
We're killing it. Yeah,
more stuff like that.
It's also like Donald Trump has like talked about the fact that because he's a germaphobe, will not like drink anything not through a straw, including like if he's at a black tie event. Right. He will only drink through a straw because he doesn't trust the glasses to be clean.
Yeah, and to the point where like in the culture wars, they were hawking their like full PVC pipe straws that they were putting out like in response to like, oh, everything's a paper straw or like not plastic anymore. Buy your Trump MAGA straws. Yeah. It's a big part of the brand. But anyway, it doesn't matter because nothing is consistent with their outrage. It's just they just say whatever. And I'm sorry,
soup thing kind of fucked me up because my mother-in-law for a long time has been complimenting me on how much I like soup because I love Korean soups and stews.
It is a great thing about you. It's one of the only good things.
Well,
yeah,
it's the only reason you come back on the show, Blake. Yeah, it's because of his love of soup.
Yeah. And thank you.
But then recently was like, most men don't like soups. When she was like telling me about soups, and she was like, so that's why we think it's like so nice that you like soups. And now I don't eat soup because I feel like
you can't.
Makes me look beta.
She's like, Jack, I made your
mother-in-law.
I made your favorite soup. Yeah, put it on a plate for me.
Yeah, plate that. Let's plate that, please.
Yeah. How are you gonna
put it in a rocks glass?
Just. Oh, yeah, it burns. It's going all the side of my face.
It's fine. It doesn't bother me.
But I got to have it hot. I'm not going to blow on it and purse my lips. No. Wait, but so never. Was the implication there that soup is truly not a man's food?
I think that is a thing in Korean culture, maybe. That it's like not, or that men are like, soup is too easy for you to make. Make me something that's not soup.
Or she's a big Jesse Waters fan.
Huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, I should mention that. My mother-in-law.
She's like, "Oh, you want me to get you a straw for your soup, Jack?" You're like, "What?" Because you're a real man, aren't you? Yeah.
70% of what she says about me is in Korean, within earshot of me, and I don't speak Korean, so she entirely could be like, "Jesus Christ."
She's like, wow. She's like, I wanted more for you as my daughter, but hey, you know what? It is what it is, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of thumbs down often around you.
Yeah, getting behind me and giving a thumbs down to everyone else in the room.
Doing a little straw motion.
Straw motion. Yeah.
What's that? Oh, nothing, Jack. Your soup is ready.
All right, should we look at some Halloween costumes?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
It's Halloween costume season already. Even though it is 111 degrees in Los Angeles, which would melt most Halloween costumes, which are made out of, basically rubber polymers. Yeah, candle wax. All right, so it has arrived in stores earlier than ever this year. Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's rolled out their Halloween collections back in July, and Spirit Halloween has already opened over 1,000 stores in the U.S. with more to come. Amazingly, Spirit Halloween's worst costume is not the inflatable Skibbity toilet, but it's pretty bad. Did they have a mask on the Skibbity toilet? Like,
no, that's what that guy looks like.
The guy, because the face is
the
that
model.
of a cartoon character.
Mhm.
It's
Skibbity.
it's strange that they felt, because the head of the Skibbity toilet is just a dude with dark hair.
It looks like Elon Musk got ran over by like a steamroller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, by a Cybertruck.
Flattened it fully out. Yeah. God, your kids aren't asking for a Skibbity toilet.
No.
Yeah.
Probably my nephews, but not my kids.
But that's what they're getting. They're not asking for it, but they're getting it.
You can be that or a man who drinks
thing.
soup with a straw.
Mm-hmm.
Make your choice, kids.
But probably the worst costume we've seen thus far is a Chipotle themed costume. They're just unicolor bodysuits that are meant to represent a napkin, fork, water cup, burrito, and to-go bag. And for some reason, all except the burrito cover your entire face.
Why does the burrito get a face hole? And everyone else,
because he was the only handsome one, I think, is why. The others are so ugly.
It's the rest of the guys are the Skibbity toilet guy underneath the mask. So
exactly.
Like, yeah. Let's not.
It really just looks like even if I saw them walking down the street together, side by side, I would be like, Chipotle branded sleep paralysis demon. Like, why I couldn't have put it together, because none of them really look like the thing. Like the skin tightness of it feels strange. It feels like it doesn't help in any way.
Right.
Well, it's offensive.
I get
that. It's against morals. It's revealing. It's it's not. It's indecent, I think is what. I was trying to say.
These should look like old timey bathing costumes, very baggy down to the ankles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those things too, like where I get that on the internet people were joking like with like a really nondescript thing, and we're like, I'm a Chipotle fork, and you're just wearing an all black bodysuit, and like that's what they're sort of being like, oh man, the internet loved that. Let's do literally that. Because we're brands and we're so savvy with like internet culture that they're like, hey, now we did it. You guys like it? And everyone, like, this is in the midst of people being like, man, Chipotle's fucking falling off.
Yeah. They're like, well, you think we've fallen off? Well, we've been investing money and we're going to do nothing.
Yeah.
We're going to do this with it. There was a like meme where, somebody created a fake Spirit Halloween costume bag that said Chipotle fork and was just a black bodysuit, and they were like, wait a minute, we have an idea.
No, you don't.
Your idea.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's not what an idea is.
Yeah. And it's not funny when you do it. It's funny because someone said this dumb thing is now a Chipotle fork, rather than being like, guess what, this Chipotle fork is now a dumb thing. Like, nah. See, the sequence is all off. It's all off.
Yeah, I think the burrito got a breathing hole because its suit appears to be made of like a real unbreathable plastic. So it's,
right.
Like,
that makes
something
it's
that
a
would
safety.
kill you.
Yeah.
You don't want someone to pass away dressed as a Chipotle burrito. Good Lord.
I second that.
I mean, like this year, I feel like if we're talking Chipotle, like the costume would have been about like those assholes who were like filming Chipotle workers to be like, don't get cheap on me with the carnitas. All right. You know what I mean? Like that felt like the more of the popular culture thing about Chipotle that was brewing more than, hey, I can be a bag.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know what Miles is going to be for Halloween. He's just snapping at service workers.
Nice try, asshole.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, Blake Wexler, what a pleasure having you on the Daily Zeitgeist.
Likewise.
Where can people find you, follow you, hear you, all that good stuff?
People can do all of those things on at Blake Wexler, all social media. I have a stand-up special called Blake Wexler, Daddy Longlegs, which is streaming for free on YouTube. And then some stand-up dates in the fall. We have Wayne, Pennsylvania on September 29th, Brooklyn, which is in New York, on October 26th, Boston, November 2nd, Philly, December 5th, and Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on January 4th. So 2 days away. 2 days away. No, but Wayne, Pennsylvania, September 29th is the one that's coming up the soonest.
There you go.
So get those tickets. Yeah.
And which one are you going to be the funniest at of those shows?
Definitely not Brooklyn. I would say Boston. I'll probably be the funniest because I'll be in a mood. So yeah, let's do that.
I'll be in a mood. You know how when
I'll be in a little bit of a mood.
When I get to Beantown, I'm in a mood. You know.
Ooh, I'm in a mood. That city's not on the grid system, and that gets me pissed off.
That's why I hate Paris.
Yes, I can't stand fucking the Champs-Élysées. Sorry, go ahead. Is this bad podcasting what I'm doing right now?
No, it's peak podcasting.
I think it might
We're
be.
documenting the societal breakdown that's happening in real time, and I think that's what's important. Yeah.
And it is sweeps week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
God.
Blake, is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
Yes, I saw a tweet from Ariel Dumas or Dumas. It's Ariel Dumas, and Ariel retweeted a screen grab where it was a news story that says OpenAI pleads that it can't make money without using copyrighted materials for free. And then Ariel wrote, "I have been told to stop stealing muffins from the bakery. Unfortunately, it's the only way to keep my lucrative muffin stand in business. Everyone is fine with this." That made me laugh.
Miles, where can people find you? Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
God, where
go ahead, Miles.
Find me on
thanks, Blake.
Twitter. Thank you, Blake. What did that other man just say to me, Blake? What did he ask?
Just go right ahead, promote whatever you got to promote here.
Great,
this is the space for it at the end of the program, and then Jack, I believe, will go and say his stuff, and then we'll wrap up, talk about episodes and whatever social media that you guys are on. Go right ahead. 40 Day Fiance, and Miles. Miles is Gray, and Jack. What do you have?
Yeah. Find me at Miles of Gray, Twitter and Instagram. The basketball podcast is Miles and Jack Got Mad Boosties, and 420 Day Fiance is the 90 Day Fiance podcast. There's the thing I saw that kind of blew my mind is I didn't know there's MMA for people in full suits of armor now.
Oh, amazing.
Because again, we're doing great.
You're talking medieval times?
Dude, this fucking clip, this is from at Happy Punch, and I guess they just specialize in...
Miles just found out about medieval times.
Hold on. And so you go, it's this cool restaurant you go to, and you sit down in a section based on each color, and each color has a knight. And then you get this, like, you eat off of pewter platters, like medieval times. We know. They don't have silverware because they didn't have silverware in medieval times, hence they don't have it at medieval times, but they do have Pepsi. Anyway, this is like medieval MMA. These people are whacking the shit out of each other with like broadswords, headbutting each other. Oh my god, dude!
Oh my god!
Fucking beating the shit out of each other, and then like when people go to their corners, like they're taking off their helmets. They're like bloodied all over the fucking place. This guy's got his like mouth split open. So again, I don't know. I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't say that because I'm like, we should all watch it, but more just like, holy shit. How did I miss the latest, trend?
The latest craze
in we don't give a fuck
our
about
society
ourselves.
Dissolving in front of us.
I can't believe I have to watch all these videos now. Thanks a
lot. You can find me on Twitter. Thanks for asking, Blake. At Jack_O'Brien. Tweet I've been enjoying is from Dave at Iridescent Audio, who tweeted, "Do something that scares you every day. If you do that, then each day, little by little, you will be scared. Every day will be scary, and your life will be very scary." Shooting star emoji. You can find Us on Twitter at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. We have a Facebook fan page and a website, dailyzeitgeist.com, where we post our episodes and our footnotes. We'll link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode, as well as the song that we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think people might enjoy?
Yeah.
What is it, Miles?
Yes. Footnotes.
Good, great drop in.
There's a band called Headache. That is like a collaboration between this other guy, Vegan, and another writer. But it's like these like trip hop beats that almost feel like they would be like interludes on a Radiohead album. But the lyrics are written by like one of the guys in the group, and then they use like this like English AI voice to like perform it. So it's like this spoken word over really interesting beats, and they're just kind of like, it's just sort of surreal. This track is called The Beginning of the End. The band is called Headache. And it's just kind of arty, but also has like really solid sort of trip hop chops. And it's all just very strange, but I like it. So anyway, The Beginning of the End by Headache, just like this podcast is also the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
And a headache.
And a headache.
And a goddamn headache to do. Thank you. All right, we will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That is going to do it for us this morning. Back on Tuesday. Nope. Back on Monday to tell you what was trending, what is trending, all of that. We're also going to drop a little weekly Zeitgeist, which is a digest of all the greatest moments from this week's episodes, like this right now. I'm sure we'll definitely make the cut.
Let's put that right in there. Book it.
Get it probably up top. We'll probably just
it.
open with this.
Yep.
Until then, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Get the vaccine. I don't even do that here, do I?
Wow.
Don't do nothing about white supremacy.
No.
And we'll talk to y'all on Monday. Bye.
Bye.